protocols observed. A very warm welcome to you all on our final day of the Kenya International Investment Conference 2026, and the nexus of the investment paradigm and the AGII has never been more real than what we have today. And I know this forum will enable us to move from conversations in terms of green pipelines into tangible results. And I want to ride on what was announced by His Excellency the President on the 25th, the $2.9 billion worth of deals. $150 million of that was actually green deals. But we want to accelerate that journey, and that is why at the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry, through the Kenya Investment Authority, we have launched a green aspect of our investment deal room to accelerate conversations around how to really fast-track investment projects that are green in nature. And we know that the green ambition will not be won by conversations, it will be won by investment. So we must finance them, we must scale them up, we must make center stage those deals in what we do. And because mine is just to welcome you, and it's a very short session, allow me, because some of you are here for the first day today, but you haven't been with us for the last 2 days, to invite you to just join us briefly to show you what we showed everybody on the first and the second days, a short story about the investment landscape in the Republic of Kenya. I thank you.
Kenya, the largest economy in East and Central Africa and the 6th largest on the African continent, offers investors a stable market growing at a rate of 5% annually. This isn't just a place to pause, it's a place to scale. Located at the heart of Africa, Kenya is an established and mature democracy with over $50 trillion in global market access and trade corridors connecting economies and people. Kenya offers scale, stability, and speed for global capital. From agriculture to apparel and leather manufacturing and much more, Kenya produces for the world. From our fertile lands to global shelves, Kenya feeds the world with quality and consistency, exporting tea, coffee, flowers, avocados, nuts, and herbs to every continent. From electric mobility, pharmaceuticals, to green innovation and technology, we are building the industries of tomorrow. Here, power is renewable, with over 93% green energy driving industry, cities, and sustainable growth. From smart buildings to eco-lodges to electric vehicles, Kenya is redefining sustainable living at scale. From all corners of our country to the region's capital, our road, rail, and air networks connect businesses to opportunities. This is Africa's Silicon Savannah, where technology powers inclusion and innovation drives growth. Fintech moves billions daily, with mobile money connecting people and driving businesses. Home to 85% of East Africa's tech startups, Kenya is the continent's digital gateway, ranked #1 in Africa on startup funding. At the Nairobi Securities Exchange, capital flows with confidence, fueling enterprise and new frontiers of opportunity. One of the best performing stock exchanges in Africa. Supported by a robust banking and financial ecosystem, Kenya is a regional financial hub on the continent. Across special economic zones and industrial parks with progressive fiscal benefits, opportunities scale fast. Invest in Kenya for clear incentives, investor protection, and a robust legal framework. Our greatest strength is our people, young, skilled, visionary. They are not waiting for the future. They are building it every day in every corner of our land. Home to more than 300 multinationals and growing, and the only United Nations headquarters in the global south, including UNEP, Kenya stands as the environmental capital of the world. We are predictable, competitive, and open for business. Kenya offers high quality of life, vibrant cities, world-class hospitality, and extraordinary natural landscapes. A place where global talent can live, work, and belong. Kenya is where Africa's industrial growth takes shape. If you are looking for scale, speed, certainty, and a gateway to Africa's fastest growing markets, invest in Kenya, because the future is already here.
Leaves little wonder as to why we have the Kenya International Investment Conference 2026 being hosted right here. And to the Kenya Investment Authority and team, well done for this initiative. And today's initiative is centering on the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative. And just to contextualize today's conversation, because that's going to be the main focus, I'll call on Ms. Elizabeth Press, the Director of Accelerated Partnerships for Renewables in Africa. That is APRA, an implementation office she represents, and she's going to be talking about harnessing Africa's, as she takes the stage, please give her a hand, harnessing Africa's renewables for industrialization. Karibu.
Thank you very much, Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so happy to be here, and I want to tell you a story. But before I do that, I just want to check, is this the PowerPoint?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So energy is rarely the most glamorous topic in the room. We really don't think about it very much, except for the small percentage of us who work here. But it becomes a very big issue when the price jumps, when shipment is delayed, the lights go out, transport costs rise, food becomes more expensive, and suddenly energy is all that anybody talks about. So today's discussion will be about how we harness renewable energy for industrialization. And I want to put a global context before you, give you a few numbers to try to understand where the world is going, how Africa fits in, and how we in Kenya can actually harness this opportunity. So this story will be in 3 slides. The first slide is about direction. So the global power mix is changing, and you can see it, like this is about 20 years. We still don't have a 2025 numbers. They will come out soon, but the trajectory will not change. In 2024, we had more than 90% of capacity added from renewables. And when you look at the trajectory, you can see how the early climate policy changed the way the things moved. But once, when the cost of renewable technologies went down, once when technologies improved, and when the greater understanding was gained how renewable energy are not just about the capacity, but also about the job creation, economic development, and energy security, the markets took over. So now this trend is actually unstoppable. And if you're like me, you actually don't know what a gigawatt is. I really struggle with conceptualizing what a gigawatt was. So I put these numbers on the side to show you what this 2024 means in the global context. So we had about 9,300 gigawatt of power capacity globally, the entire world. And you can see that the renewable energy made up almost half of it. The other half is the fossil fuels and nuclear capacity combined. So what matters with this slide is it shows us well where the world is going. The renewable energy trend is increasingly shaping decisions about power system, industrial location, long-term investment, and economic resilience. So the second slide is about scale. The shift is real. We saw it in numbers, but it is highly concentrated. A relatively small number of countries are actually building out renewable capacity at extraordinary speed. And also we see the scale, and the scale really matters because it shapes supply chains, it shapes costs, it shapes where industries choose to locate. So this slide is less about the capacity, but more about the advantage that is currently accumulating. And I have to say, every year when I get an update on these numbers, there's a level of